Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, uh, Instagram. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California, here in the San Gabriel Valley. That gentleman out there is
Skip Falconer in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, gloomy LA. It's a gloomy end of March, but we got a ray of sunshine.
Sure did.
We are tasting and dissecting today, this afternoon, Nueve Tequila. Yes, you've probably not heard of this before.
Reposado.
It's the Reposado. We've fallen all over ourselves just in the design, and you can watch that part of it on the Blanco review that we nominated it for Brand of Promise, both in packaging, both in the Blanco category as well. Skip, we did some soul searching and website searching off camera. So we're gonna pour the juice. We'll give you all the ins and outs. You know how this works, and then we'll give you the stats and stories too. So if you haven't seen the Blanco category, it's okay. You can
Once again, I'm going with my Glencairn.
And I'm going to use a Stasso Jarrito that I normally use for mezcal. I like using this for reposados as well. This is not at a higher ABV. It is 80 proof. So there's that. Skip, in the bottle it looks even darker, but in the glass it's kind of light. It's very light in the glass.
Yes, it is.
The bottle, look at. I mean, I think a lot of times I think it's the surrounding the copper. Sometimes there's something that in the bottle that makes the juice look a little bit darker, maybe the labeling, but it's fairly light. It's got stronger legs and tears than the Blanco did. Wow, look at that. The Blanco took a while for it to form, but the Repo's sheeting and beating up nicely.
Yes, it is.
So it's like kind of a pale gold color, would you say?
Yeah. In the bottle it looks kind of yellow.
Yeah, but it's lighter and paler in the glass. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, because when we start reading to you some of the information about where this is coming from, you'll understand why it's light like this. You know who else is light like this a lot of times is G4. G4, Pasote, Felipe Camarena. That's because an agavero who makes his own tequila is very proud of his agave, and you won't see him try to bury it beneath layers of barrel. Okay, so here we are.
Well, they say this is rested 8 months in American oak.
Well, if it's 8 months and it looks like this, I'm going to say that these are probably very old barrels.
Yeah, used. Yeah,
used. Yeah, because 8 months in a virgin barrel would look way darker than this.
Darker. Yeah, yeah.
That's got some nice legs and tears.
It really does.
All right, so what are we getting on the nose? Here we go. Oh my God. That's all agave, bro.
It is.
But it's even punchier. It's brighter than the Blanco, which is
yeah.
Because the Blanco, when we uncorked it right on the neck, we got that baked agave right away, right?
Right away.
And then it started to layer. All the aromas came up in layers. First it was one, then was another. And you can watch the Blanco review, the video, and you can see it happening as we're tasting it. This one's got more barrel notes.
It's got more, a lot more. Yeah.
I'm getting like orange blossom instead of, we got what I consider lemon blossom or lime blossom in the Blanco. Sometimes people refer to it as a citrus, but it's a lot lighter. It wasn't as bright as what we get from a Totonilco. This tequila is coming out of a Matitan.
Yeah, NOM 1426.
Yes, Rancho Miravalle. And guess who owns that one? Aha. Wow, that's a really pleasant nose. It
really is.
It's sweet, but sweet in a good way, not in cloying. It's not artificial. It's not any. As a matter of fact, on the label, I'll show it to you later. They are saying they are additive free, and I totally agree that they are. This is a certified organic tequila as well. Wow, this is just dovetailing nicely with the agave.
Floral notes in here.
Yeah.
But you could just sit here and just nose this.
Yeah. It's very pleasant on the nose, very pleasant. I mean, I know we go kind of long on some of these reviews, but the quality of some of these tequilas and mezcals for that matter require a little bit longer for them to open up, because they don't reveal themselves to you right away. You really need to take some time with some of these. The ones that reveal themselves right away are probably not the quality that they pretend to be.
And somewhere where I read it states that you get apple cider. And you know what? I am getting the apple cider.
And that would be with the combination of the plant itself and the barrel. You're getting the pear notes, maybe pear.
Yeah.
Maybe apple cider is a little bit deeper. I get that, even apple sauce. I've heard people explain apple sauce. I'll buy that. I'll buy apple and pear. I'll buy that. Because that's what I'm getting. The orange, I'm getting a little bit of the orange blossom. That's only at the top. But it is deeper than that. It's sweeter, but it's not cloying, and it's not like, it's not whiskey sweet either. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, there's a sweetness on the nose, but I can't pinpoint it. Maybe like a honeysuckle. I said that before on another review. Virtually no alcohol either, and I got a water mouth. So
yeah.
Are you ready to dive in, Senor?
Absolutely.
Let's see what we get. Here we go. Excuse me. Almost went down the wrong pipe. Many of the characteristics from the Blanco shine through.
Yeah.
The finish is longer though. This is a longer finish.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more. It's more black peppery.
Yeah, it's a black pepper. It almost borders on hot cinnamon, almost.
Yeah.
And I would say that these are like used bourbon barrels. I wouldn't say bourbon whiskey. I wouldn't say just whiskey like Tennessee whiskey. I would go. I think because they carry now. See this. You asked me earlier would I pair it with a cigar? This one you could.
Yeah.
The boldness from the Blanco is coming through, and it's picking up the notes from the barrel, because the barrel notes that we're giving it that other layer of complexity.
There's a lot of cooked agave still in here.
Oh, yeah. The only reason we're getting it like this is because those plants have to be older. Probably, I'm guessing here. I'm spitballing because we looked on their website. We're not getting any information on process. How
8 years
are. This is
10 years.
8 or 10 years. Yeah, at least 7. I mean, again, age doesn't really make a difference. Of what matters is the agave sugars. But just from the boldness and the character that I'm getting, that we got on the Blanco, that we're now witnessing here in the Reposado, that's an old plant. They're giving us old plants, and that's not a bad thing, folks.
Would you think? How would you think because no information was sent? What do you think about the fermentation process here?
Well, they're certified organic. That we know, BioAgricert.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's just, before we even dive into that, let's just give them the stats and stories, okay? This is coming from the distillery. Is called it's known as Agaveros Unidos de Amatitan. The ranch is called Rancho Miravalle. There are 5 tequilas that come out of there. One of them is Azuñia. Azuñia is still made there. It has been sold to a company out of Portland. And I was going to get the name of that company because
wasn't Bill Walton part of Azuñia?
What's that?
Wasn't Bill Walton part of Azuñia?
Yeah, he came in later on as an investor.
Yeah.
And so Azuñia, they still make it and it's still certified organic, but they make it now. The brand was sold to a company in Portland. The company there has been making whiskeys and bourbons and gins for a long time. So anyway, it is certified organic. Let me show you that. And I love on the back is it's kosher, of course, because that almost goes hand in hand for these. And this brand is owned by Enrique Partida. This is his tequila. It's almost like a private label. And I'm not sure who, there's a name on the label, and it's also on the website, Naomi Partida. I'm not sure who that is. I would like to find out more. I didn't get a chance to talk to the person who made this responsible, Alex Baca, who used to represent Azuñia and Regional. They used to import those. And that's how I know Alex. This was years and years ago. So he's kind of a flash from my past. And he made this happen like within a day. This is, I think I mentioned, this was the quickest, right, Skip? The quickest we've ever gotten product in our hands. Because I have not had a chance to even talk to Alex. He wanted to explain a little bit more about the tequila and the background, but we were so jazzed that we wanted to like jump in right away. So Skip and I just took the bull by the horns. Do we have a price point, Skip? Do we have anything?
Yeah, for the Reposado, we're looking at anywhere from $89.99 to $94.99.
Worth every penny. If you're going to wait this long for the quality of this kind of juice, we know that agave is not cheap right now. Pricing is, everything's gone up from the price of glass to, price of corks and everything. We don't know if that's ever going to drop again, but
and the quality.
Yeah, you're paying they're giving you your money's worth. And when you taste this juice, they're giving it to it. That's cheap. Do you know how people are paying that much money for a really good quality mezcal?
Yeah.
Think of this as a quality mezcal. Same thing, same difference. And you got nice packaging to go with it.
Forget the packaging, the juices.
The juice is stellar, ladies and gentlemen.
I think this is a brand of promise also.
Brand of promise nominee. Now you found a bit of a discrepancy. Do you want to mention that? You mention that on camera, will you?
Mara Imports
is the importer of this tequila.
Is the importer of this, and they say that it was 6 months in French oak. I don't get any French oak out of here.
I don't either. There's no cocoa. You and I have done enough French oak. We already know what that's like.
I love French oak. I know what French oak tastes like.
Yeah, exactly. He does, folks. He just, what do they say? Wise is a man who knows his limits. Skip is one of those guys. He knows he's got a sweet palate, he's got a sweet tooth. When he was taking the course, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Skip is our first graduate of the Consumer Catador course. If you've seen the book around and you want to wind up where Skip is at right now, I say take the course.
Take the course.
You can see his interview. We ran him through our gauntlet too. His final. I was nervous. The final for the course is he does a tasting with me, just like we're doing right now, and that's your final. So in the course of the exercises, because you are sending your homework in to me, all right, you are working directly with me. he confessed. He says, I got a sweet tooth. He said right off the bat, he didn't, he said, I got a sweet tooth. But what I love about Skip is that now he's widened his palate.
Oh,
where he knows, he knows where he leans toward, but he recognizes that this is a gem. It's a gem. And
absolutely.
that's what I love about the course, is that it lets you know where you're at, but where you could be, and what you can appreciate.
That's right.
And he's a living example. We have Skip, Todd, and Bryce, Bryce, he's the Austin Tequila Connoisseurs. If you're following him on Instagram, that guy already had a palate to begin with. And I asked him, I said, why did you bother taking the course? He says, I don't know everything, and Todd is our bourbon steward, and a WSET second level. That guy can out-taste me. And he said to me in his interview, anybody that tells you that they know everything about a particular spirit is lying to you. He doesn't know everything. And, so here we are. So if anybody, bottom line is, if anybody knows sweet, French oak, it's Skip.
Yeah. And they say this was 6 months in French oak. And they said when we get to the añejo, it was barreled in French oak. And
we'll find out. We don't know yet until we open.
This is not French oak.
Yeah, that's not French oak. I would say this is bourbon. And you asked me about the fermentation, right?
American oak.
I would say fermentation, and I'm not sure because we don't see any pictures. If nothing else, it's open air fermentation.
Open air. I was going to say
probably stainless steel. I would say to be safe, because it is certified organic. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that I'm not sure, but I think that if you're certified organic, you can't actually ferment in a wooden vat, because there's no way to sanitize a wooden vat.
Right.
That is kind of like a good iron skillet. Once it's seasoned, you don't want to mess with it, So
I get some vanilla in this now.
See, is it opening up for you now?
Yeah.
It's got lovely bourbon notes. That's what I'm going to say. I think it's a bourbon barrel, distressed.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You know what? It's very much in that vein of G4 and Pasote, probably more toward Pasote, I think, because we're getting the minerality. Everything that we got from the Blanco is being enhanced, and the barrel's just adding another layer of complexity. It's complex. It's bold enough for a cigar. I had a wonderful Cuban the other day that was gifted to me. One of 5 Cubans. I finally had. I get like one day a month where I can literally sit down and have a cigar. I otherwise have no time. And the Cuban was much milder. I was trying to, in my head, trying to do a pairing, and I don't think that the Cuban would hold up to this. I think a good Dominican or a Nicaraguan with a bit more character would pair nicely with this Reposado. The legs and tears on the bottom of this glass are gorgeous. It's just, this is a flawless tequila, man.
It is. It really is. And I'm not going to pour another one, but yeah, I'm done with mine.
I'll share with you. We hope to be able to get together. There's something big coming up. We're going to save that for a big formal announcement if and when it happens. Well, it's going to happen. Skip will be with us for sure, but we're waiting for we're waiting for everything else to fall into place before we make this big announcement. So, but I know that I will be seeing Skip in August for a very special occasion. And he and I have never met in person, if you can believe that. And
right. Maybe, and we're gonna meet on my birthday.
Oh, August is your birthday?
Really? August 27th.
No kidding. Wow. Well, that figures you're a Virgo, so that makes sense.
That's right.
Wow. It just keeps opening up, folks.
It does.
I know we've gone long. let me give it one more pass, and then we'll just sign off, and we'll go directly into the añejo.
This is beautiful, man.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Go out and get it.
You
That's
know,
all.
for a used barrel, this has really got more substance in that, and I got to give credit to the plant. I think the plant is just sucking up what's left in that barrel.
Yes.
Because it really has more character than you would expect. I mean, look how light it was. We made that reference when we poured it. It's light. It's not, but there's some bold wood notes coming through that are really being picked. I got to credit the agave. I think the agave is just sucking whatever's left in those barrels and really giving it to us. Wow, fantastic. It's fantastic. You already know the price point, but I say just pretend it's a nice high-end mezcal. Go get it. Don't even blink twice. And you can give this as a gift to somebody, a really good tequila connoisseur or a good friend who appreciates it. Just watch out for that. Watch out for that top, because it doesn't stay down.
Yeah.
See, it's got that rebound. But
it just wants to stay open for you.
Yeah. It's just helping you. It's just helping you make that decision. Should I have another one? Go ahead.
Oh, should I close it? No, you shouldn't.
No, should I have another one? Should I have another one? No, I better go to bed. Have another one.
Nope, have another one.
Oh my God. That's our take, folks, on 9191. And if you follow us on Instagram or YouTube, subscribe, follow us, follow Skip on his Instagram. His Instagram is Tequila Sensei, believe it or not. That used to be my website. By the way, I have a website up for sale if you want it.
No.
Anyway, that's our take on 9191. Go get it. It's worth every penny. And whatever you do, first of all, I'm Mike Morales here in San Gabriel Valley of Southern California. That gentleman holding that beautiful bottle. He's going to hide it from himself. Watch.
Skip Falconer in Los Angeles, California.
You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. All of our channels and networks. Please subscribe. Please follow us. Hit the notification bell too. We stream everything that we record the month before. We stream it on the first of the next month, so you can binge watch us, binge drink, and whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.